I was on a flight to Phoenix, so I had some time to do some pondering. What do watch collectors ponder about on a long plane flight? Watches, of course. Specifically, I was mulling over how watches compare to other collectibles, like cars. This is Adventures with Time. I really don't know how I came to think about the comparison of watches and cars in several aspects. But when I got here to Scottsdale, Arizona, I decided to look on YouTube to see if there have been any other creators who have thought about this comparison. Well, I did come across a few, but not quite where I was thinking. Some even look at wines and see how to pair the appropriate wine with a watch or a car. I don't know how they dream that up, but I guess anything is possible in this world. My mulling over on the plane was more about how watches and cars are similar, both as collectibles but also as consumer purchases, and how the attributes of each are very analogous in both these areas of collecting and daily use. So let's take a look at that. I look at watches and cars as virtually non-essential items. That is, they're purchases for convenience. I mean, you don't need a watch to tell the time. You can look at your smartphone or your computer, even your cable TV box. They all show the time, and in public there are a lot of other sources to tell the time, from street clocks to sign displays to lots of other indicators out there. Similarly, cars are a purchase of convenience. There's public transportation these days, buses, taxis, Uber, or walking or a bicycle that'll get you to where you want to go. Cars are just more convenient. So when we do buy a car or a watch, what is our buying criteria? Well, I would submit that it's either for bare essentials, that is to tell the time or just to get us from one place to another. More of a utilitarian purchase. On the other end of the extreme is luxury. We buy them because we want them as a status symbol, or we like their engineering, or we like their styling. Not so much because we need the functions that they perform. And whether we buy a watch or a car for our personal needs or for our collections, they have many attributes which are the same. First of all, let's look at collecting niches. Both cars and watches have niches on which people collect. Cars, you can think of sports cars or antique cars or convertibles or race cars. Same with watches. I've talked many times on this channel about watch collecting niches, whether it be military watches or chronographs or divers, whatever you want, there's a niche for that. But why do we like these as collectibles or as luxury purchases? Well, I would submit that both cars and watches have a level of engineering that is appreciated, or styling, or might I say, just a status symbol. Who doesn't want to be seen driving around in that high-end car, or wearing that hard-to-get luxury watch? But there are some differences in how we show off these items. Watches, not only we have our display boxes or our storage boxes, but we wear them every day. We take them to the office or out with our friends to a restaurant, and they can see them on our wrist. Whereas with cars, you don't bring that into the office. You park it in the parking lot. And so unless someone sees you coming into the office or driving up to that restaurant or the golf course, people don't really know that you have that nice luxury car. Now, there are also some differences in both initial costs and continuing maintenance of these items. Now, watches can be had for very cheap. You can get one for 20 bucks. Any nice mechanical watch will cost you probably over $100 to $500. And of course, you can go into the higher end luxury and haute horology into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Cars have similar ranges, but they don't start at $100. Unless you're going to buy a real jalopy junker that needs fixing up. And even there, it's going to cost you several $100s, I would believe. I'm not a car guy, so I don't know. But your average new car today costs anywhere from, I'll say, $20,000 to $40,000 for a nice standard car. But you can certainly go up to the higher ends, up to hundreds of thousands, even into the millions if you want to go high-end luxury. And maintenance is also different between these two types of items. Watches you get serviced maybe 5 years, 3 at the minimum, but you could go 10 years without servicing a watch. And when you service it, you're going to pay anywhere from a couple hundred to maybe over $1,000, couple $1,000 for a real luxury watch. Cars need a lot more servicing. I mean, oil change, brakes, and anything that breaks on it is going to cost you a lot more money. So these two items do differ in both their initial and ongoing costs. But I do think it's interesting that the people who buy watches or collect watches have very similar attributes to those who buy and collect cars. I mean, they're interested in the engineering or the styling, and they have this similar type of mindset of wanting luxury, wanting something that is well engineered. And that's probably why you see a lot of car collectors also collecting watches. Well, those are just some of my ponderings on the subject that I had while flying on a plane out here to Scottsdale, Arizona. Hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to share some of your thoughts in the comments below. I'll leave links over the mountains here of Scottsdale to a couple other videos you may enjoy. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.